though. I got uh, it's like a nectarine IPA, and now
Oh,
all I want to get is more IPA. And I
I
swore I would never be that basic, but I do want to be that
okay.
basic.
IPAs are really good. They just are. I remember, I think it was like 2 years ago, there was a food festival in Annandale
Uh-huh.
that I went to with my friend, and there was this one brewery that made an IPA with mango in it, and it was the
Hmm.
one of the tastiest fucking things I've ever had in my entire life. Um, and like, I need to go get it again. I need to have that fucking beer because it was
Do
just
you know
like it was
what
nice and
brewery it
fruit.
was?
If I just look up mango IPA and I'll be able to find it. I was able to find it last time.
Ah, okay.
I
That makes
just
sense.
should at some point write it down.
Right. And figure out where, like, what distributor sells that mango IPA.
Right. Oh my god, it was. I really liked it. It was tasty. It was so fruity. And it was like I think 10% beer. It was a 10%er. So
Solid.
it's dangerous.
There was a Dogfish Head stout that I found recently. It was called like Campfire Stout or something like that. They basically just brewed a s'more into a bottle. It was very sweet, but pretty super good.
Oh, I don't know if I could do sweet beers. I
Yeah,
don't. I guess stouts are usually very chocolatey, so I guess it might make sense there.
some are. Some are very coffee.
Oh, right.
They basically come in one of two flavors, coffee or chocolate.
Yeah, they're very dark.
Yes.
I mean, I don't hate Guinness. I actually kind of like Guinness, but like I'm not a huge fan of coffee. But mostly because of what it does to me afterwards. But like the taste itself is all
Mhm.
right.
Coffee stout is the only time I actually like coffee. I hate coffee. I hate like most things made from coffee, but coffee stout I like. I don't know why.
I like a little bit of coffee and chocolate. Just makes the flavor pop out more.
You know, at that point I'd just rather have like hot chocolate.
I mean, sure. No. So you're thinking right with hot cocoa. You put a little bit of coffee in there because it
No, I just would
accentuates.
just rather just have the hot chocolate.
Oh, what I'm
Like if you
saying
if
is,
you were like if you'd like a couple of hot chocolate and you're like I'm gonna add some coffee to this, I'd be like no thank you, just give me the hot chocolate.
I feel like a little bit of coffee makes it more chocolatey. It brings it all together to a new level.
That's fair. I just don't like the taste of coffee unless it's in stout.
Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Doctor Stone
All
and
right,
or Saving Private Chrome because
and
he's
this
now
is
captured.
ABC episode Who Fucking Knows Anymore
120.
120.
120 season
Uh,
7. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
okay,
120 season 7. Wait, yes, 120 season 7.
okay. Is that actually what it is? Like you know that for a fact, or we're just saying that now?
I'm fairly confident. I'm like 80, 60% sure.
Okay, that went down very fast by like 20% right there, but okay.
The 60% is the season number, which that I just pulled out of my ass. The
Hmm.
80% is the episode number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's probably 120. I'm Nick.
I'm Brandon.
This is ABC, and we talk about shows
Yep.
sometimes, and
And if
talk about
you're
music more often.
sometimes. But this time around, let's talk about Dr. Stone.
All right.
Uh, so we made a car.
We
A
made a car.
large part of the episode was making the car.
Yeah.
We don't really gather any of the materials. We kind of just make the
We
car.
have them already. Yeah.
Yeah. Senku kind of like goes off in his little world where he's like, doing his mind maths and putting it down on paper on the schematics. To which little old man takes
Hmm.
off his shirt again because he's super thrilled that he gets to be using a lathe. Um,
Right.
but we basically go through the process of making a car, at least the kind of backbone of a car, just like the steam engine,
Hmm.
in order to get to Tsukasa's uh, like hidey hole faster because we got to go save
Yeah.
Chrome because he
And because we
got
have to
caught.
transport a bunch of shit, because we're
Yeah.
probably going to build something at some point along the way, and we've got a lot of shit and only a small number of people, so we got to build a transport, aka the car.
Yep. Or a
Um,
railroad, whichever one, because
right.
they use both. They talk about both.
They
Um,
they show us a
they
picture
show
of
both.
railroads and a
Yeah.
train, but I don't think we're building a train. I'm pretty sure we're building just a steam engine car.
Yes. Much like we did in oh god, what was the other show, Nick? The one Pararanman. Except
Oh
this
yeah.
one, except this one is just smaller
Yes,
and
and shittier.
much shittier.
It is a
But
one-stroke engine.
actually, for that one at least, like, look, in the Pararanman, they had an entire fucking boat to use first.
Hmm.
They're building this out of with a box of scraps in a fucking cave.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Iron Man suit. Did we watch that movie or did we not?
Anyways, we need to get Scott's hidey hole
Yeah.
with our little engine, because we need to go save Chrome. We're also starting the plan, starting to develop the plan of how to get people over to our side with the help of the guard. And the guard's like, "Yo, your plan is good, even though me personally think it's fucking awful. They're still gonna go with the stupid fucking plan."
Right.
Now with the help of the guard, she says that one big issue is going to be Ukio, the Daredevil kid who shoots at bows and arrows, or shoots arrows,
Yes.
who's currently pinning down Chrome and Magma. Chrome finds out that wait, how do they escape again? Oh, Chrome.
Well, they
basically just
don't.
Gives up.
One of them does, and
Chrome,
Magma just
yeah.
sort of gets to leave.
Yeah, Chrome surrenders, gets caught, and then Magma just fucking bails.
Yeah.
And Ukio's up to something.
Yeah.
There's something up with Ukio.
I like that their explanation for Ukio's like super hearing is that he was a sonar tech on a submarine. Like, what fucking old-fashioned submarine do they have where they still need an actual guy sitting there to like listen to the sonar signals to determine where shit is? Like, all that shit is now fucking done by computer.
I don't know. Maybe
Like,
he was
that
just
was
really
so
good.
fun.
Well, no. It's not that he was good because of it. It was because he was good. He was a sonar operator.
I mean, still though, like,
Yes, you're right.
just because you have one guy who's got really good ears, they're like, let's put him on the sub with the really shitty sonar equipment.
Maybe it's a really old fucking sub. I don't know.
Maybe.
We don't know what the submarine's
Also,
doing.
how the fuck did Tsukasa know that that dude was like worthy of being regenerated?
That's that's something I wanted to bring up. How does he know
Okay.
that? Like, maybe he's just like kept bringing out people out, and some of them were like rejects. They're like, okay, go to the bottom of the valley. You guys are fucking losers. We're
This
gonna
is
have
like
to keep looking.
Sparta. We're just gonna kick the ones we don't want off the cliff.
No. They're not clicking it off the cliff. They're just like telling them to go to like the lower place where it's there's
Oh,
dysentery and
Right.
the worst cave.
Okay. You don't get to live in our nice like honeycomb cave on the top of the hill.
Also, the fact that Ukio was like much smaller than everyone else, like how the fuck did he know? Because everyone else is fucking giant.
Yeah. As we said
Maybe
earlier,
he-
everyone else is like a 25-year-old man. I mean, to be fair, Ukio is like some sort of, like ensign on a submarine or something. He's probably like in his 20s as well.
Yeah, either late teens or like early 20s.
Yeah. But yeah, somehow Tsukasa just knows that Ukio was worth reviving. And that
Well,
comes up
people-
later as we discuss his like quote unquote lieutenants that apparently Tsukasa
Yeah.
it's like an unofficial position.
People know Tsukasa, so maybe he just like kind of knew of Ukio being like the one kid who's really good at hearing.
Yeah,
Because he also
how you
knew
know all the
Gen.
about all those people with really good eyesight,
I don't fucking know. That's probably
you seen them around. When you see those like statues, you're like, that's that kid with a really good nose. I need to revive him. Yeah, I've definitely heard about that kid before.
fuck off, Dick. I'm trying to figure out a way where this is possible.
I could maybe recognize like a petrified LeBron James. Maybe. But there's like a 50-50 chance that it would just be some random black guy.
He's a really tall dude,
Yeah.
or just some other bald guy.
Or just some other guy who's
No, you're
balding.
supposed to be
He's not
Shaq.
bald yet. He's balding. Except for the fact that his hair is somehow magically regrowing.
But like, yeah, how does he fucking know? Who I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
How does he know? But anyways, Chrome gets captured, and Ukio takes him back to Tsukasa, where Chrome's like, "Yo, we've got the science of colorful fire," because I don't know why he decided like that was the thing he was gonna flex on Tsukasa with.
because he thought it was interesting. That's why. Because his
I mean, but still,
framework.
penicillin dough.
Yeah, but remember, Chrome isn't like the most on his toes guy.
I
Which
mean,
even-
but
they
that
even
was the
mention
thing
it
that
as-
just saved his girlfriend.
It is, but I don't know. Maybe he like, dude, I don't fucking know. Once again, I don't want to say Chrome's an idiot, but Chrome's kind of an idiot.
Right. Like, I mean, I know that we never discussed in the show the dysentery plan, but like, come on. You have to understand the strategic importance of penicillin at some point.
Also, even fucking in the show itself, they make that joke that Chrome's kind of an idiot in a big mouth. Fucking what's her
Right.
face? Oh god, what's the younger one called? Of the
Kohaku?
blonde haired Kohaku. Yeah, even Kohaku fucking makes that joke.
It's true. She does. But yeah, Chrome flexes on him with colorful fire and then just gets dropped off a waterfall.
Yep. Because of his resolve to not give away his friends, Tsukasa's like, ah, fuck it, I'll save the kid, and has Ukyo pin him to one of the trees.
Yeah,
As he's
hang
falling
him
down.
basically.
Yeah. I mean, they gave him a bridge afterwards to get off
I
of
mean,
it.
yeah, but his neck would be broken if this were real life. Um,
Yeah.
but he
no
does get a
problem.
bridge, and Chrome survives with no broken neck, and he's now just, I guess, they're captive. I assume. I don't really
Yeah.
remember what happens to him.
We don't really find out what happens to him afterwards.
Okay.
Oh, but there is an important piece here where Tsukasa asks Ukyo a question about the motives as to why Chrome or Magma have been there, and Ukyo basically doesn't give him the full information. He doesn't tell him about the graveyard and how there might be something there. He just tells him.
Right.
What does he tell him again? They're probably here
He
for
tells
for
him that they were snooping
Miracle
around the cave.
Yeah.
So
And
clearly
that's a good
Ukyo's
enough-
got some sort of plan.
Yeah. Chrome thinks that Ukyo's trying to start a revolution. I think Ukyo just wants to have like a massive fucking harem.
I think Ukyo
yeah.
just acknowledges the fucking strategic importance of penicillin and science in general. He's probably like, dude, this fucking living in a cave thing blows dicks.
Once again, back to our original gripe. Just tell them you've got like fucking. You have
A
AC.
furnace.
A furnace, AC. You have a fucking car.
Right. But no, yeah. So Ukyo, who's just experienced winter in the stone world, and then hearing Tsukasa talk about like, I don't, have gripes against the scientific society. In fact, we use stone tools and fire. Those clear markers of scientific development.
That's the first in
Ukyo-
the tech tree, Nick.
Yeah, it's true. Those are the ones you get for free in Civilization. Ukyo acknowledges like, yeah, this ain't the way I want to live, fam. I'm outie at the first possible opportunity, and these dudes seem legit.
Yeah, fucking what's her face? The gymnastic girl's just eating ramen in the fucking jail cell. She's jailed, but she's fucking eating ramen.
Right.
Better than
I mean,
fucking
it's shitty ramen
rare pork.
for, yeah.
Oh, she's been eating Nick. She's been eating fucking grass and like boar hides.
It's true.
I'm pretty sure like ramen would be like far greater than what she's ever had.
I mean, not
Well,
ever had, but had
sorry,
since she
like,
got
had
revived.
since she got revived.
Yeah. I just can't wait till we get to like whatever Tsukasa's like ultimate motivation here is, because like I just don't understand. Like I get his whole gripe against like the being exploited by adults and his gripe against like the weapons of society like being responsible for destroying the world. Like I get that, but I mean, penicillin, indoor heating and plumbing, like advanced medical care, like all the medical technologies that ensure that you don't die from like fucking internal bleed. Like you knocked your head on the ground and you've got internal bleeding. Oh well, you're fucked in the stone world. Like they can't do anything to help you.
I mean, they could open up like a
Trepanation
little
is
hole.
basically a death sentence. Like I just don't understand how whatever Tsukasa's like motivation for like fuck all science except for fire and stone tools, like there's no world in which that makes sense.
I mean, there's supposed to be like both extremes, so like you guys, you kind of just have to take it. Well, it's like it was like
guess.
hyper science. Even though he's not even like, I don't want to make a gun to kill people. Like he doesn't, he hasn't killed people. No one's died yet. No one's died. And
Right.
the only people who've come close to killing anyone is Tsukasa's fucking army.
Yeah.
But
In fact,
yeah.
we made gunpowder in the first season. We made black powder in the first
Yeah.
season, and we haven't made it again. Even though we were on a coastline and could definitely have made it a second time if we wanted to. Nope, we never made gunpowder again. We could have made fucking guns, but we didn't.
I thought
Because
they
Tsukasa's
needed-
not an idiot.
I think they needed. I thought they needed like a specific thing, like a nitrate.
Oh, maybe.
Could
Although,
they get
like,
from
why can't
cave?
you could just synthesize that? That's not like impossible to synthesize. Like, you can make fucking ammonia and then just do the Haber-Bosch process and fucking get nitric acid if you wanted it.
Didn't
Like,
they
it's
make
not
ammonia?
impossible.
They made ammonia too. They made ammonia.
They made
Alright.
ammonia at some point. We talked about the
Yeah.
Haber-Bosch process last time, and the fact that he was basically doing the super scuffed version of it that came before, but it was basically the same process.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
have
know.
nothing. I don't know about that. But I think that's why they haven't made gunpowder is because part of it was that they needed a cave, and that's why Tsukasa
Maybe.
took it. Aside from getting the miracle water.
Right. The bat pee.
Yep. The bat poo poo.
Oh, right. That's what it was.
The bat doo doo.
Um,
So now, we need to go save Chrome.
mhm.
Pink-haired girl's still stuck in jail, so they don't really need to care about her. And what Guard is gonna help Gen, I guess, refine like his fake voice for what's her
Right.
face,
For
uh,
yeah, the diva.
Juliana,
Maybe.
whatever, the diva.
Right.
And everyone else is gonna go and take a ride on the trolley to go help Chrome.
Yeah.
Or Ukio's doing some shit inside.
Right. It should
Any
be interesting.
any hot predictions?
That's a good question.
Like any?
I
So we saw the lieutenant
think.
in anime now. The guy with the half mask too.
Did
What else
we?
is there?
Oh,
Yeah,
right. We saw him from behind and like kind of from the side as well.
yeah, for like a quick hot minute.
Yeah.
Um, what else was there? Ukyo, do you think Ukyo is like on the side of science where he's like, yeah, fuck this, I want to go get some AC, I want a
Dude, I fucking
blanket,
hope so.
I want some food.
I mean, unless we're gonna start some like three-way war, but like that's like a three-way war is a lot to go for in 12 episodes. So I'm kind of making more of like only a 12 episode season, and we're pretty close to halfway done with it
Yeah.
already. I don't think we're gonna do a three-way war like Tsukasa versus Ukyo Rebellion versus Army of Science. Like it's got to just be Tsukasa versus Senku, and I figure that that would mean that Ukyo is gonna join Senku's side. Because I
Uh,
mean, indoor plumbing, dude. Like,
yeah.
come on.
Do you think now having had indoor heating and food, actual food, that pink-haired
Mhm.
girl will also join the side of Senku?
I don't know. She was all like weird, wasn't she? Like when she almost died, when she was falling out of the tree, she was like, "Forgive me, somebody,
Oh, I
one of
thought she was like,
Tsukasa or the other dude."
oh, I thought she was like, well, fuck this, I'm out.
Oh, I thought she was
That's what
like,
I
"I'm
heard.
sorry, person. Like, I did my
Possibly.
best. Like, I would die for you," kind of thing. I don't know.
Could be.
I feel like she still has some attachment to one of those two, some weird like emotional attachment. We'll see. She is just sort of hanging out in that jail cell, and pretty soon she's just gonna be hanging out in that jail cell pretty much on her own.
Right.
So I don't know if she'll be in like the position to betray Tsukasa and become a member of the Army of Science.
Mm-hmm.
I figure if anything, she'll either escape or just hang out in the jail cell to the end.
All right, and do you think the psyop of using the one Lady Diva is going to work? Because I think it's going to be a fucking disaster.
I mean, now that Ukyo maybe is going to be on our side, I kind of think it's going to work. I'm going to be annoyed, but I think
Yeah,
it's kind of going to
I
work.
don't want it to work because it's fucking stupid.
It's so dumb, but I think it's going to work. Now that
I
we've got like super hearing sonar kid, he was the only person where I was like, this kid
Yeah.
is gonna fuck it up for us if anybody. Now that he's on our side, I'm like, this could possibly work.
Now that you think he's on our side.
Now that I think he's on our side,
Yeah.
I think it could possibly work. Yeah.
Okay. I still think it's going to end in disaster. I'm not sure about Ukyo. It could be a double bluff, but I don't know why.
Hmm.
He would be trying to like confuse Chrome in that way.
Maybe.
Because he is supposed to be Tsukasa's left hand man, his other right hand.
Right. Although they did say like Tsukasa doesn't really acknowledge them like that.
Yeah. Oh, I guess they
Like,
could just be like lapdogs, or they're basically lapdogs then.
right.
Interesting. So
Every time we hear it, I do want to bring this up. I didn't bring it up last week when I first thought of this, but every time we hear the Divas song, it's just such a fucking good song. Like it's very Disney-esque song in
huh?
like the way that it's composed and like the upliftingness of it and like sort of like the
I
way that it
guess,
progresses and
yeah.
builds. But like, I mean, coming out of an anime, like it's a solid Disney song. Like it's a
I'm more
fucking
I'm more or less annoyed with it because they keep playing it over and over again, the same part over and over again. I'm like, move on. It
right.
just keeps reminding me that this is our plan, and it just makes me more annoyed.
I mean, that's fair. At the same time, like for how well produced it clearly is, like there's some definite quality to the song itself. Even if you're annoyed by the song, like you've got to acknowledge like it's a quality fucking song. Like people put
Huh.
effort into that. Like that had to
Yes.
cost a pretty fucking penny.
I would say
Like they
people
are
did
trying to
put
milk
effort into
that.
it. But it isn't my style. I don't really like it too much.
That's fair.
But people did try. Like it isn't just like it's not scuffed. Basically, it's not like some scuff shit that they put together. They didn't actually
Right.
try.
Especially since like I don't know how it's communicated in the manga, but like in a print medium, it's sort of hard to communicate like the quality of a song. So this has to be something that was like entirely made up just for the anime.
I mean,
Like,
in the manga, like it's supposed to have been like a song by a professional singer. So like you could have
right.
guessed, like
That's like
it's-
all you can say is like it's
Yeah.
a song by a professional singer, and she was like, like a one woman act essentially. So like you've got an idea of what type of song it is, but like they had to like the artist that did it like had to make up the melody, the song, the entire like music track behind it. Like they
Oh,
had to do
right,
all
right.
of that by themselves. So I mean, I gotta give it up. I gotta give it up for at least the amount of effort they put in to like make it a fucking
Listenable
maybe it's
track
not like a good like a solid. I can believe it was produced by a
by a professional team, by
yeah.
a good singer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent song.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to talk about with Doctor Stone?
Fucking opening blows. Hate that opening so much.
I like the opening.
Oh, I fucking
Um,
hate it. So jazzy for no reason.
So, I do agree that like, it doesn't really fit with what's going on, but I just really like it. Like the song itself,
Oh, I
I
fucking
like.
hate it.
I love
Oh,
it.
it's so bad. It's so bad for the season. Like I can't even acknowledge. I can't assess it as a song is the problem because it is the theme to Doctor Stone Stone Wars, and it's just like smooth jazz, and I'm like, why the fuck is it smooth jazz if we're doing Stone Wars? Like,
Not sure.
I want it to be fucking whatchamacallit? Blind Samurai Kid with knives for hands. Dororo.
Dororo.
Dororo. Like those openings, love 'em or hate them, like they knew what the tone of that show was.
I mean, I love both of them.
They were both solid openings, but like they knew exactly what the tone of that show was and they captured that tone. This opening is just so fucking bad for the tone of the season. Like it's basically a Weather Channel song, and like I just fucking hate it.
We'll
I
be right
hate it
back.
so much.
I don't hate it as much. Well, I don't hate it at all. But I think it's a nice song. How do you feel about the ending? I feel like it's an okay ending.
It's just an alright ending.
Um,
I'm very blasé about most of the endings.
I like the Skinfinity ending a lot.
I like the animation for the Skinfinity ending. I don't really care about the song. The song is very nothing to write home about, in my opinion. The art for it is interesting, at least.
Yeah, cute, funny,
Right.
fun to watch. Anyways, that's Doctor Stone. We have I think like 8 episodes, 6. Oh no, it's 11 episodes total. So I think we only have a couple left.
We have 6 episodes left, I think. Wasn't this episode 5?
This was
Or
not.
is it
This is
6?
not telling me how many episodes are left. This is the Twitter. I'm clicking on the wrong things.
I believe
No
it
idea.
was episode 5.
Episode 4.
Maybe
actually.
I'm wrong.
I think it was
Oh,
episode
was it episode 4?
Episode
Okay.
4. That means there are 7 episodes left. 5 through 11.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so not as much, not as few as I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, further away from halftime as I thought.
Right.
Or the halfway point. Sorry.
Exactly. So let's talk about our next show.
Nick may be distracted by other events occurring on this Sunday, which is why he said halftime instead of the
Oh.
halfway point.
Are you watching the Super Bowl?
I'm watching the ticker for plays roll by,
Ah, okay.
so I'm
I
not
know-
watching the actual game,
I
so I
just-
can pay attention to this.
I just know everyone wants to watch Tom Brady lose.
I mean, he is kicking Patrick Mahomes' ass currently.
All right. Well, except for
Tom
everyone
Brady
who,
is, much like Alabama, someone you just do not bet against in the playoffs.
So let's talk about our next show. Shakuchara, blah blah blah. I don't remember the entire name of
Right.
the anime, but basically self-help, the Chaddening.
I don't even know if I would call it self-help. It's how to become a cult leader now.
Yes. Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. First, you know you have to be good about motivating or suggesting things to a small group of people, and then you can grow it and then grow it until you're telling people to give you money because of their body thetans.
Oh my god, that's absolutely what it was. That was 100% what this was. It was part of this episode was like learn how to motivate the group to like do the things you want to do and control the emotions of the group, and then you'll get better at doing it with a larger number of people.
Yeah.
And the background animation was like like 20 or not 20, but like 10 extra people showed up behind
Yeah,
them,
just
and I'm like,
faceless
what the
people.
fuck? Like, how many people do you really think you need to like be able to control where they go and what they do? Like, this is how to become a cult leader for
Yeah,
sociopaths. Oh god,
I was furiously writing down notes.
I was just fucking. Oh god, the show is like slowly becoming more and more unwatchable. It's becoming like unforgivably like. We joked in the beginning about like this is one sociopath teaching another person how to become a sociopath.
How do you call a successful sociopath?
Yeah, this is becoming like we were making the joke about it. This is just openly accepting like this is absolutely what the show is. That's exactly what the what he's learning how to do here. Um, but that was only part of it.
Yeah, the rest of it was a gang of four. Izumi, the girl that sits next to our main character, Aoi, and then another kid, one of the main like bully, I guess, the popular kid's friend, all go
Right.
out because they, I think he just wanted to hang out with them, and
Well, first
it-
the other guy just sort of
Yes.
shows up in front of our main character and he's like, "Hey, I was there when you did your whole fucking moment yesterday, and I didn't think you were a complete fucking incel."
you're a complete fucking tool.
Yeah. And he basically said like, "Hey, we should go get like a quick bite sometimes," and that somehow turned into
Let's
let's
go
go
buy
on a
some
shopping
shit."
trip so we can buy stuff for this dude for the main popular guy's birthday that's coming up in a month.
Yeah.
If I was that other guy, I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? I said like let's get lunch sometimes, not let's have you take up my entire fucking afternoon. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, if I was that guy, I'd be like, "Hey, yesterday, that was pretty cringe, bro."
I mean, yes, factually, that's what I would actually do. Like, dude, how the fuck are you still alive right now? I would have just straight up killed myself.
I love the main character.
Oh my god, that was so fucking deeply uncomfortable to watch last time.
You found it
God.
uncomfortable. I was mainlining that shit.
Oh god, that was just. It was just so much. It was just so much.
Right. So a quick bite turns into a shopping spree after our main character asks his little desk neighbor to go out with him as part of the group. At first she says no, to which she should have said, "Okay, that sucks." Instead he spends a good minute trying to figure out what to say to this girl, and so
Right.
fumbles over himself to try and convince her to go out with him or with the group. And eventually, it's to go buy shit for the guy, the popular
Yeah.
kid.
Basically, what happens is he convinces her to come with him because he wants to buy a present for popular guy for the guy's birthday, despite the fact that they're not friends in any way, and like all they really are like attack fam rivals, where the one guy's not even like on his level. Like he just somehow talked himself into buying that dude a gift.
He did make like a remark that he wanted to do it in order to like a we good bro type of gift.
Right.
Yeah, so like there is some decentness there.
I guess.
Although I don't know if a gift, like an actual gift, would like. I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah, I don't know if a birthday gift qualifies as a we good bro kind of thing. That would be more like I'd give him the nod when I saw him the next time. If you give me the nod back, I'd be like, we're good. That's all that I need. The nod communicates so much. I don't need to buy you something from fucking fucking wherever they went at the end there.
They went to like a little tech shop. He
Yeah,
bought
Micro
a
Center
camera, I think.
essentially.
Yeah, I think he,
Oh, is
he
that what it
bought
was?
something.
Okay.
It's
He
a
got something
Kit
from it.
Kat.
We didn't really see what it was, I don't think.
We don't see what it is.
Okay.
We just know that Izumi bought gel, like hair gel.
Mm-hmm.
To which Aoi says, "Yeah, that she bought was garbage."
I mean, it is definitely like it's a decision to buy hair product for somebody who styles their hair all the time, where like you kind of expect he already has it. Like, sort of one of those things where you're like, I mean, thanks, but all you really did was save me the trip to buy this myself. Like, I mean, you could have bought me something I actually wanted.
Which that's the point. She doesn't know what she wants.
I mean, still though.
I mean, he could at some point he'd want hair gel, but guess what? Someone bought it for him. And then now he has it.
I mean, but that again, all that's saving me is the trip to the store.
Bitch,
And,
you
like,
don't style the hair. You don't understand.
It's true, I don't. Or hair,
Uh,
I don't style my hair with hair wax.
I'm just gonna assume he liked the gift. Let's go. We're gonna assume he likes the gift. Or
I mean,
actually,
I'm
we might
assuming
find
we're
out
gonna
later.
see the birthday pretty soon.
That's true. We'll skip a month. If we do
Although
see
maybe we
the
won't skip a
birthday,
month. We do have stuff coming up soon,
yeah.
apparently.
If we do see the birthday, do you think he'll like the gift?
The hair wax or
Yeah.
main dude's gift?
Uh, so actually, I think we will see the birthday because the main dude has to give him the gift at some point,
Right.
and we need to see that.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't, that'd just be god awful writing. like that would just legit be just the worst. So like we need to see it happen at some point.
Yeah.
I think. I think he'll like Izumi's gift. I don't think he'll like his gift. And that'll be like he'll have to find a way to reconcile with him some more.
Right.
Or maybe like say, oh, sorry, look at something better, or something around that. There needs to be a little bit of conflict there, more so than there already is. That's why I
mean,
think he might not
if I
like
had a better idea of like what store it was supposed to be, I could probably
it was a
better.
tech store. They did go,
Yeah, it was some sort of tech store, but I don't know if it was
Yeah.
like, was it gonna be like, is it like a video game tech store or is it like a computer parts tech store? Is it like a
yeah.
camera type of tech store? Like knowing what area it probably exists in is kind of helpful.
I think he
'Cause
may
it
have
could
been
be
a
anything from like he
camera.
bought him a controller to like, yeah, he could have bought him a camera.
Because
Or-
the store is called PitCam. Because
Oh, maybe.
that was on his bag. So I assume he bought some sort of camera. Also, if it is a camera, that's a little pricey, depending on how much that camera
Right.
is. So it may
Yeah.
not be. It could be something else. Well, at some point we'll see it. We'll see the gift. Hopefully, if whoever's writing this isn't a complete fucking hack. But we'll see.
I
Uh,
mean, we already know that they're kind of a fucking hack because, sociopath teaching teaching incel how to become a sociopath.
That's not being a hack. That's just not writing or not having a good what's the word? Oh god, I don't know. Because at least
Not having human beings as your characters.
actually yeah, that could be. Well, I mean sociopaths are pretty weird. That could be how they act.
It could be. It's also
At the
unfair of
very-
me to call this kid an incel. He's more like a proto-incel right now.
Yeah,
I
a
don't
little
know if
bit.
he's all the way there.
Yeah, maybe like a pro incel, but he's not really. He is separating himself from that mentality more and more. Like even in this
Yeah.
episode, in a really nice scene, he kind of likes the way he looks, and he even
Yeah.
mentions that to the girl, and everyone's like, "Yay, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be confident in yourself."
Right.
So at the very least, while it is sociopaths teaching another sociopath how to start a cult, there's some good in it.
Right.
When
And
you
then we
just
temper
ignore it.
that with just go ahead and continue lying to that girl, or lie by omission about that one girl, and just go out with her and never admit to never having read those books.
No, he did.
I mean, he did, but what
Yeah.
the main sociopath was like,
Yeah,
don't
yes.
tell her.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
never tell her what happened. Just live your whole life, get married, have children, never admit to reading those books.
Yeah, there are those two sides currently where our main character is fairly earnest, in my opinion. He's fairly honest and earnest, and tries to at least be true to himself. And our main girl, holy shit, she just tries to keep up appearances all the time, and at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point that has to come crashing down. I wanted to come crashing down to kind of have them both meet somewhere in the middle, where either
She's
you're not
so fucking Two-Face. She's basically like Three-Face at this point. It is fucking. That girl is scary. If
Yes.
you knew that girl in real life, that would be fucking scary, dude. How fast she code switches, that's fucking creepy. But yeah, we have her basically. They set up this go out as a foursome thing to have our main character basically get experience, establish
leading the group around.
right, and being a part of the group is I think more of what she was going for,
Yeah.
and the lesson he was supposed to be learning wasn't how to be a cult leader and control
Yeah.
people, but it was more supposed to be how to be present in a group of people, how to not just be a nameless
Walking
face as
around.
part of the crowd, but actually
Yeah.
contribute things to the group and actually speak up, which if you're a lonely, never talk to anybody, never have friends kind of person, can be really difficult. So I get the point of her lesson. I do understand what she was going for. I think
does
the
go
way
a
they
little
talked about
far.
it was super fucking far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it does end with the dude like not really fulfilling it. Like he makes one kind of suggestion, and then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was supposed to make two. She's very anal about like him achieving the goals that she sets out, which are arbitrary goals. Let's be real. Um, like
Right,
the
but
dude
they're
making
still
any
goals.
progress at all. I mean, they are still goals, but the dude making any progress at all is still progress. And instead, she's so like hard on him and anal about like you didn't do it twice, and I said you should do it twice. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
I did it. Fuck you. I'm confident in myself.
I've been talking to people for all of a month, and you're fucking on me for not doing it twice. Fuck you. I'm not a fucking cult leader in training.
I didn't say yes to cheese pizza that like I didn't like.
Right. Oh yeah, the fucking deluxe cheese pizza with like 18 corn kernels on it and like random other vegetables and shit and no meat. What the fuck kind of cheese pizza with what kind of pizza is that?
I mean, there's like
Shit is not in the spirit of pizza.
margarita pizza, the
I
original
guess.
pizza. This has no meat.
I know, but still. It's
Also,
un-American, Brandon.
okay, it is un-American. It's not un-Italian.
Right.
There we go. But yeah, she says like yes to this, and then like complains about how the pizza sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it
Oh
was.
right, yeah. And then we talk
According to her,
about uh how to control people in discussions. That's right.
yeah, basically kind of like how to make suggestions and control the mood of the group.
Yeah.
Which we had a nice little contrast between our two characters, between our main character and the more popular kid, because he was doing it throughout the day. But went during his like post mortem of the event. Our main character says, he was doing it really well, and Ali's like, no, he wasn't, because everything suggested was garbage.
Right.
The pizza sucked. The stylish hair is god awful, and I think he did like one other thing too.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, she basically discusses like in trying to like motivate people to do things, it's the difference between like, yeah, you made the right suggestion, but it's nobody's gonna listen to you if you didn't make the interesting suggestion. Which really is what she's explaining is the first axiom of bureaucratic politics, which Brandon has acknowledged that I absolutely do when we play
We both do it all
like
the fucking
social
time.
justice. We both do it. Which is the first position on the street has the advantage.
Yep.
But do you know the second axiom of bureaucratic politics?
No.
If you can't keep your best position in, keep your worst position out.
Uh,
Which is also very important. More important for social deduction, less important for controlling people in groups. But it can be kind of important if you really don't want to go somewhere. Case in point, every time we talk about where to go, and I will try to keep let's not go somewhere with sushi out of the equation. But
that's
yeah,
what
so
me and
he
Zelda Game
learned.
just goes out without you.
It's true. That happens a lot.
No, it is, has it?
It happens all the time when I'm in Charlottesville. And you guys are like, "We'll pour one out for you," and I'm like, "But it's
Oh.
not the same."
You're fucking 2 hours away. Whatever.
I
Go
know.
on. Go on.
It hasn't happened as much since COVID started. But yeah, so they discussed a little bit about like the difference in how to make suggestions in order to like influence people. And
Right.
the main character basically is like, if people aren't listening to me because I'm making the better suggestion, then they're fucking dumb and the world is shitty. Which like is a super dumb way to think about it. Because like, yeah, you made the better suggestion, but like, how do we know that it's the better suggestion?
Yeah.
Case in point, the pizza. Like, how did we know the pizza was going to be shit before we went there and bought the pizza? Like, maybe we could have looked up reviews for an hour, but like, nobody wants to stand there in the street looking up reviews on their phone about the pizza. They just want to look at the pizza and be like, that could be good, and let's go get pizza. So they do discuss like, if you're very convincing, if like you're playing a Phoenix Wright type game and you make the convincing argument and you like play to the jury's strengths or like the jury's interests and stuff like that and like present compelling evidence, like you should win that argument, right? Like even if you're defending the worst position, like you should win that argument because you were more convincing. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like that would be a good game if they had that game design.
The
It's like he
point
does
is
acknowledge
Sorry, go ahead.
that the way that people are, while dumb because they don't just go for the best thing, is definitely like it makes logical sense.
Yeah, the point isn't that people will like the best thing, it's that people will like what you convince them to like.
Yeah, the more interesting sounding thing.
Yeah, and whatever's interesting, it just really depends on how you basically talk about it. You can make a pile of dog crap sound really, really good. Well, some people
Right.
can. And then some people can make a diamond sound like a pile of dog crap.
Yeah. And all of this is not just done to shit on the main character, it is done very obviously to set up what is coming next, which is we need to elect
Politics.
a class president. Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to have an election episode, or more likely episodes.
Yeah, they tend to
Because
be
we're
episodes.
electing a student council president, I think?
Possibly a committee member.
Maybe. I don't remember. I didn't
A
pay attention to
class
what was
something.
being elected. Um,
We
but
just still got,
our
Aoi
main
and then the
girl,
blue. Yeah,
yeah,
our main girl.
our main
And
girl,
then
and what was
the
her name? The
hyperactive
blue hair.
one.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
So okay, there were like 3 names that went out. There was like fucking her friend called her Meenin.
Me.
No. The main character calls her Mimi. I think.
Oh right, he does. Oh right, she does. She calls him something with 2 syllables.
I don't know.
don't
Her
remember.
friend calls her Mimin, and then her actual name is like Nanami, I think, or Minami.
The problem is both of her names, like
Oh my god, they're so fucking similar.
it's
Also,
it's like
there's
Tonami, Monami, Minimi, Mamoma.
it's fucking
like
Yahari
a
all over
lot of
again.
8 fucking syllables all in a row. It's so upsetting.
It's like fucking Yahari all over again with Yukino Yukinoshita or like fucking.
Oh yeah, Yui
the other
Gahama.
ones. Yui Gahama Mama.
Gahama Mama.
And then she also has a similar name to the fucking main girl because hers is like Aoi Hanami, I think. It's a lot. They're too similar.
Yeah.
I get confused. Anyway,
Same.
Genki blue-haired girl is also trying to run.
Yeah.
Apparently, she's also really smart too.
Yes.
Because I think she gets better or as good grades as Aoi does.
Yeah. But apparently, like Aoi's like all around skilled, so maybe the blue-haired girl is like maybe specifically skilled in school. I don't know. We're gonna find out more about her presumably.
Possibly.
Because undoubtedly, with our discussion about how to convince people to do things, our main character is going to get dragged into the world of politics soon.
I wonder who he's gonna side with, either Aoi or the blue-haired girl. Because
I'm going to bet that Aoi is going to force him to side with the blue-haired girl. Because she's going to be
Possibly.
like, I'm popular and everyone already likes me, so you need to convince them to vote for the other girl instead.
Yeah, possibly. I believe I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's why they
setting
just set
for
up like
next
the
arc.
whole, like I'm clearly the better choice, but you need to make her seem like the more interesting choice. Because, our main girl's a fucking sociopath.
She's fucking great. Oh, that reminds me. We also see my favorite girl. Can you guess who it is? This episode, we finally see them.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you guess who it is? This
trying to
is
think
a little unfair.
If we saw if we saw a girl with long straight black hair and or a teacher, that I would definitely remember.
Guess what? They're both.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it was the teacher that shows up at the very
Oh.
end. She's got. Well,
I don't,
she's
I don't
she
remember
has
what
a
she looked
ponytail.
like.
She has a pony. She has a black hair and ponytail.
Oh, okay.
But she shows up for like 2 scenes, and I'm like, yes.
Damn it! I
Oh,
couldn't
so she
remember. I
goes
couldn't
back.
remember what the teacher looked like.
She has black hair and has glasses.
Damn it!
And is a
if I could
teacher.
remember that, I would have known. Yeah. I remember the teacher showing up, but I couldn't remember her face. Was the problem? Damn! If I could have remembered her face, I would have gotten that in a heartbeat.
Right? I don't even fucking know she has a name. But yeah, that's set up. Something else we set up is that our main character is
doesn't-
kind of.
She doesn't
is
need
kind
a name when she's got a job.
Yeah, exactly. Something else we set up though is that our main character is kind of jealous of the popular kid that hung out with them. Mostly because there's a rumor going around that
Oh right. That
he and
fucking-
Aoi are an
oh,
item.
God. Yeah.
So setting up
Fucking why is that a thing, dude? Like, why are we doing this? Like, actually, why are we playing this? And like, why are we going down this route? It's so fucking dumb. I hate this. I
Because
don't even know
she's
where
the
we're going
first
with this, but I
girl.
hate it.
Because she's the first girl.
I mean,
That's
but
the
we
shit.
don't need to do this.
I know you don't, and it's kind of annoying. You're right, but there we go.
Like,
I
it's
hope...
not even a compelling storyline. Like, I don't. We've been making jokes about this girl being a fucking sociopath. Like, she's not compelling as a romantic interest or like a romantic lead of this show. Like, fucking girl with the manuscript, way more interesting. Way more interesting as a character. Her manuscript has lots of potential for like you could do stuff there. Her fucking like wallflower, personality, like you could do stuff there. You could have him teaching her how to be a real person later on. Like, There's plenty of opportunity in like that area to build off that, or like fucking his desk neighbor who's like learning how to play attack fam for the popular kid. Like, bam, he's gonna hate the fucking hair wax. She's gonna get depressed. Main character's probably gonna be there for her because they're like becoming friends. Yeah, he could slide in those fucking DMs. Bam, that's way more interesting than the main girl. Like, why are we going down this route? She is so not fucking compelling. I hate this. I actually hate this if this is where we're going with this.
Now, we don't know where we're going yet.
It's true.
But I don't, one, they're not going out. That's fucking obvious. But I don't know what the end goal of this little, like, B plot is. Because after this episode, I don't know what happens.
So, the real question, are they going to be childhood friends or cousins or what else could they be? Friends from middle school?
It could be all of that garbage, but like I just want it to be like they're just friends. Like, yeah, even friends from middle school makes sense. Like, they're just friends. That's it. That's all. That's the end and start of it.
I mean, like honestly, I would almost prefer if they just straight up were dating, because then it would just die there. The guy would be like, oh, she's dating somebody, and then we wouldn't go down that fucking route. Like, if that's where it went, like they were dating and like she was just dating somebody and they were an item and he couldn't date the main girl, like I would be so fucking down for that. It would be a pointless storyline. I would hate that we went there, but at least it would end and we just wouldn't continue down that path at the very least. Like, that's, if that's all that I could get out of it, I would be kind of like happy about that.
Yeah, but that'll never happen.
But it won't happen.
It won't happen.
Instead, we're just gonna get some fucking disgusting storyline about like, oh, he like learns that he actually does care about the main girl and they're gonna end up as an item. Probably after he dates the fucking the wallflower librarian girl, and then he realizes like, oh, but she's not interesting, and that other girl is interesting, and she makes me like a better person, and all the other crap. Despite that he's a fucking sociopath.
Hold on. If the main character doesn't find that girl interesting, then I don't see an issue with it. There is an issue with like the writing of the story, but like in terms of bits and pieces that happen, that kind of makes sense. Like, if you don't find someone interesting, then that kind of sucks. Like, you don't want to date that.
Okay, yeah, I don't have a problem with him not finding her interesting, but like, again, we talked about this before.
In favor of the main character.
A problem. Right, I don't have a problem with this show ending with this dude not having a girlfriend. Like, I know that was her like ultimate, like the ultimate goal of, you know, him becoming a real person is like get a long-term girlfriend. Like, fuck that. The real goal should be like be comfortable with who you are. Like, be satisfied with your life is the ultimate goal he should be shooting for. So like, if he ends up alone but happy, I would call that a compelling ending. But we need to end it with him having a girlfriend that's going to be the fucking main girl, and I'm going to be so annoyed. I'm going to be so fucking annoyed. It's just not a compelling ending.
At this point, I wouldn't say it's not a compelling ending, because like a lot of things could happen. Right. Where the story is currently, yes, I'd agree. But yeah, I'm pretty sure 100% he's going to end up with the main girl. So I'm going to temper my expectations by trying to pre-disappoint myself.
I'm not. I'm gonna exist in this salt for weeks at a time. I'm gonna fucking marinate in this shit.
Nick did not come out unscathed from Sing Yesterday to Me.
No. We're gonna go into possibly season 2 and 3, and I'm gonna exist in this world of just pure salt until it ends.
Okay, first of all, in this season, he's not gonna hook up with anyone.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Maybe it ends with him going on like an actual date with the wallflower girl. Like, ends with that. Maybe going on a first date. But that would be the most I would expect, is like them establishing like, let's go on a first date together at the very end. If we get to a season 2, then we could probably have more like relationship development with like whoever he's actually dating at that point. I would envision like we don't get to dating the main girl until like at least a season 3, depending on number of episodes per season.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens, at least for this season.
But I'm just gonna marinate in this salt. Just gonna coat myself in it, and it's not like it's not like the regular small grain of salt either. We're talking giant, chunky sea salt.
Not Himalayan sea salt, or not sea salt. Not the Himalayan pink salt.
Yeah, Himalayan pink salt.
There we go.
This is some high quality
So
marinade we're
salty
gonna
he
do
had
at the
had
end
it.
of
He needed it imported.
this.
All right. Well, that's Jakuchara.
Yep.
Let's move on to our final show, Skin Infinity.
Right.
So
Where dude goes to the emergency room after like fucking
he
oh
bonks his
god.
head. He bonks his head.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got re-angry again. I got re-angry again for different things this time, not Jakuchara things, but for Skinfinity things. I was irate earlier today. I'm gonna be real right now. I
Why?
had to pause the show and walk away. I was so fucking angry because not the emergency room thing, when they offered the helmet and the pads to Snow and he
Oh
turned them
yeah,
down.
that was dumb.
I was I was blind with rage. I was so fucking angry because
You should
one,
really
it's
wear helmets.
irresponsible. It's
Yeah.
just yeah, it's just actually irresponsible. Two, like that's just a thing. I looked it up in the speed skating community. Like, you don't wear pads because like
Of
they
your
are a little bit
joints.
awkward to move in, and like realistically, like all the pads are really going to save you from are like scuffed,
Scrapes.
yeah, like scraped
Scrapes,
knees and scraped
bruises.
elbows. Like they're not going to prevent like significant like bone
Broken bone.
fractures,
Yeah.
right? So like they don't really need to wear the pads because like they're not going to prevent the big injuries, and like they are a little bit awkward to move in, and you don't want them for like speed skating because you want to go fast. Like I get that. You don't wear the pads. You have to wear the helmet. Like it is no joke mandated in like any sort of speed skating professional community. Like you wear the fucking helmet. I
I feel like
was
they
irate.
definitely. I feel like they definitely missed a chance to have like the helmets be part of everyone's costumes.
Hmm.
Like it would have kind of just sure it's a little wonky, but like that's a challenge in order to have it bring out the whole costume and thing.
Right.
Like for Matador, they could have had it be like fucking a devil's horn or something, or not
Hmm.
even like they don't even have to look like helmets. They could have been super stylized too, but like
Yeah.
still have them wear helmets because
And I think as part of like the like actual Matador, like they have a hat I think they wear
yeah,
that's
you
like
could have
super
worn
fucking
that hat,
decorated. Like
and you could
they
have just
could
like, yeah,
they
that's
could
the
have
fucking
been
helmet.
stylized next to the hat, and bam, it's a helmet. Fucking Cherry with like the super sci-fi board, super sci-fi helmet, bam.
I'd want more of a pink one just to match with his
I mean,
hair.
that's fair. Yeah, it
Yeah,
could be like super slick and pink. Like it doesn't have to be super like sci-fi. It could be like
yeah.
a really slick pink helmet. Um, like Joe could just have a green helmet, and like maybe you have like tufts of his hair like sticking out through the sides or something.
Right.
Like there's plenty of fucking options to go with the helmet. Or like if you're not gonna do the helmet because like you don't want to cover your characters' faces or anything. Like you just want to like have their faces be their faces because like it's an anime. Like it is what it is. Just don't do the fucking scene. Like the fact that they
Oh,
did
that
the
too.
scene at all, the fact that they put the helmet and the pads out there and he turned them down, I was so fucking angry. You either have them wear the helmet or you don't have them wear the helmet and you
Or just
don't
don't
do the
acknowledge
fucking
it. You
scene.
just don't
Right.
acknowledge
You
it.
just don't acknowledge it. You put something like at some point, like don't do this, like wear a helmet if you're actually gonna skate. This is an anime, like characters won't get seriously hurt or something like
I'm pretty
that.
sure
Like,
next episode we're gonna have a disclaimer. It says, "Wear your fucking helmet, you fucking idiots." We
right.
took the scene out because it was dumb.
I was so fucking angry they did that scene. That was actually irresponsible. Um, and especially because this is an independent, like a not an independent, but an original show, like an original
Yeah.
anime. So like this was a decision by the director to have this scene. Like this wasn't from some source material where like they can get away with being more irresponsible like that. Like this was a decision by the director to have that
Or
scene in
writer.
there. Right.
Directed.
And
There's yeah. Sorry. There's like a little. It's kind of weird where like the director versus writer does, but
right. But there was a decision
yeah.
by somebody in a position of like being in charge of deciding, yeah, the story arc here to have that scene, and it was actually irresponsible of them, and I was so angry. Like it wasn't even a long scene. You have to add it was like maybe 15 seconds. You had maybe 15 seconds to any scene. Add 15 seconds to the skating with Adam. Boom, you don't have to have that scene. Add 15 seconds during the emergency room stuff. As the tension, boom, you don't have to do that scene. Like
You could probably just play an
it's
extra
so
ad.
easy. Right. It's so easy to flesh out 15 more seconds if you need to and just not do that scene. I was so angry. Other than that, though, outside of that scene, um, we do go to the emergency room. Yeah, he somehow, despite like a seriously bad fall, like that wasn't just like he rolled down the hill or something. Like he busted his fucking back. Like he spine breakered himself on like the side of the rock wall.
We have to understand
Some
that these characters are Gumby.
right, I guess so. Somehow gets out of the way, gets out of there with just a broken hand. No concussion,
I thought it
no
was a
like
sprained hand.
significant injuries.
Because
Maybe
they
it was
say
a sprain. I don't remember.
because they say it's gonna like heal up in 2 weeks, which that a broken hand does not.
Okay, yeah,
heal,
maybe.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. So even then, like fucking wild that he didn't even break a bone.
Right. I guess I was assuming break just because he had like the arm in the sling the whole time. But yeah, I guess a sprain for the healing up that fast makes more sense. And Snow now has to accept like the punishment of the beef and skate with Adam at some point. I know it's such a weird fucking word. Still so funny. I kind of thought like when they said like, "Oh, you'll skate with Adam," like they were just gonna have like a regular downhill skate together. I didn't realize that they were gonna have a race together. Didn't realize that that's what they were implying.
I thought there was always a. We've only been doing races.
I mean, we did do like a practice downhill thing at one point where like Snow and our main the red haired kid were like doing some like downhill stuff, and Mia came by to like skate with them for a little while.
Yeah.
So like there was definitely like some
okay.
free skate time. So that's what I was assuming that they were gonna do with Adam. Was like he was just gonna like Snow and Adam are gonna have like a free skate time together where they were just gonna like skate like I was envisioning them skating down the hill hand in hand together was what I was imagining. Was them just holding hands going down the
Eventually,
hill.
it does happen. Yes.
It does end up happening, yes. But I was envisioning it way more casual than what we actually got. Which
Very
yeah,
intense.
what we actually got was a race down the hill where Snow basically at the start of the race refuses the offer to like go ahead and get the head start and have Adam catch up. He just settles in for like we're gonna have a straight up like 1v1 me, bro. We learned from Cherry and Joe leading into this the mechanics of the love hug, so we kind of know like how it works. I mean, we kind of knew how it worked already.
Yeah, where like you have to turn around in a specific way.
Right.
And then it
then
looks
like
like
you
you're
use
going
the momentum of like slamming your board back down to like momentum yourself forward some more, like keep going up the hill.
Yeah. You're not really going that fast, but because it's the person behind you is going so much faster, it looks like he's coming up.
Right.
But overall, it's a game of chicken. It's just a game of chicken. That's the love hug.
It's just a game of chicken. Yeah. Where I guess, Adam, if you don't swerve out of the way, Adam will just tackle you off your board, I guess, is like the end goal of it.
I feel like part of it is it's just Adam just has like the biggest balls of steel that everyone always gets out of the way.
Right.
But like at that point, like look here. If you're playing a game of chicken, just keep fucking putting that pedal to the metal, because the other person's gonna chicken out first all the time. And if they don't, well then you both die. Win-win.
Win-win. Oh my god.
At least you weren't a pussy.
Either he throws out of the way and you've won, or you both die and you still win because you're dead. It's a win-win. What happens to all your debt if you die? Loophole. But yeah, so they engage in the downhill jam together, and at some point they start the tango where Adam pulls him in. A lot of really inappropriate touching. There's a lot of like pelvis to groin action. Very inappropriate by Adam, especially for a grown man doing that to like a 17-year-old boy.
There's a lot there. There's a lot that was going on. Nick, was there an implied consent to this? Or was the implied consent... Yes, because the implied consent is only to racing down the hill, not to get groped by some fucking dude.
Right.
But
we also
Langley
had
brings it
like
around.
in it all. So yeah, Adam at some point we settled into, or that we had the bad piece of information that Adam would only attempt the love hug in a straightaway, and after the tango, Adam disconnects and then attempts the love hug on like a turn, and basically just like is good enough at skating to know where Snow is going to be, and then Snow pulls off some sort of like snowboarding like front roll over Adam's back to get around the love hug.
Yeah.
Where instead of going around, he just gets really close and then goes over because Adam sort of ducks down for the love hug, I guess. And this leads to Adam sort of looking up as Snow in the air, like he sees it as like a Renaissance painting, wings spread. And he makes what is the creepiest comment I have ever heard a man make as he looks at another man as he says, that is my Eve. Where I'm just like, holy crap, that's so gross. Like on so many levels, that's gross.
The Adam thing makes sense though, at least.
I
You
mean,
should have
it
said
does. It
that
has.
right there. That's my Steve.
I mean, at least then, like, you're acknowledging it's another guy. Like, the oh god, it's the fact that he looks at him and he's just like, "That's my Eve." Where I'm like, "Oh, that's gross." Oh, that has
It's a
so
little
many
much.
weird implications.
But Adam's
All I
really
can see
down for it.
is you never played it, but the main villain from the Whistleblower DLC of Outlast, where all he wants to do is capture another prisoner. They're all dudes in this mental health facility, by the way. He wants to
Mhm.
capture another prisoner and surgically turn them into a woman so that he can impregnate them.
Ow.
And it is deeply uncomfortable because at some point you get kidnapped and you have to
Right.
watch somebody else get fucking just like
Butchered.
destroyed by this process. Yeah, it is a
'Cause
deeply uncomfortable
pretty
scene.
sure that guy is not an actual doctor.
No, no, he does shove a knife up a dude's dick though. It is
Ow.
deeply unsettling to watch. Um,
That aside, yeah, Adam like is such a creepy villain. He's so fucking good. He is daunting.
oh yeah,
Say,
absolutely.
say what you will about how fucking weird he is, but goddamn, he's a great fucking villain.
Oh yeah. Um, but after seeing that, he hops back on his board, coming down the hill even faster as he's got some sort of like rainbow eye effect.
Right, because I
He
guess
pulls out ahead
gravity works
of
better now.
right, I guess. He's entered the Speed Force, Brandon. He's become
Yeah,
the Flash of skateboarding.
he's drafting.
Right.
Right, that's what it's called.
Yes, that's what it's called if you're behind somebody.
Which he
Um,
really wasn't though.
he
But
really wasn't
anyways,
for a lot of that. But at some point he pulls out ahead of Snow, and then Snow begins to also like tap into the Speed Force, and he can see
Nick,
the
Nick,
rainbows.
Nick, they're new types. They're new types. They're both new types.
This is an undercover Gundam show the whole time.
Yeah, they're fucking new types though. Real though. Yeah, like basically, I think it's supposed to kind of represent their like lust for like crazy shit.
I guess.
Um, because throughout the episode, we do see that Langley is like super excited for this. Even during like the tango bits, like he like has a smile on it because he's like thrilled.
Yeah.
They're thrill seekers. That's what that's
Yes.
supposed to represent. They're like lust for the thrill, for near death.
Right. Which I'm almost willing to bet is going to come up with Langley's backstory. I'm willing to bet that his dad died snowboarding, doing some like thrill seeker type shit.
Could be, yeah.
Because we know his mom's a widow, and they
Yep.
used to live in Canada where he learned how to snowboard. And we have seen the only thing we know about his dad is that his dad also snowboarded.
Yep, and
So
he's
I'm
dead.
assuming at some point that's going to come up, and his dad's dead.
Yep. Have we mentioned before that Langley's mom's really hot?
Yes, we mentioned that almost
Okay.
immediately when we saw her.
Okay.
Was
Just
quite literally the first thing that came up when we saw Langley's
need to
mom.
just need to remind everybody.
Okay. Um, what was I going to
That's
say? Oh, that was basically
okay.
the whole episode.
Yeah.
The cops show up and everybody bails.
Yep. It seems that the government might like have something to do with like S now. Because what's Adam's real name? Anyways, Adam is like not thrilled that the cops found
Inosuke something.
Inosuke. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
But Adam like not thrilled that the cops showed up. He was like trying to protect S as best he could. And now he wants the manager of the cops on the phone.
Yeah.
He wants to
he's
speak to
gonna
the
be-
manager.
He's about to go bribe some 5-0, I think.
All while our redhead and our blue haired are running away on a little
Yeah.
motorcycle, and they escape.
Yeah. So do you think that Snow is gonna like join the dark side now that he's
I
experienced like the thrill of racing Adam?
I think so. I didn't kind of make a joke about how at some point we're gonna have like a Sasuke retrieval arc, but I think it's actually gonna happen.
I think so too. Now.
I'm kind of excited for it. I want to see like how how our main character kind of brings Langley back from the dark side.
Hmm.
And if maybe like Langley's name is gonna change from Snow to like something else,
Eve.
it could be Eve. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, so because we earlier in the episode saw Snow learning how to do the Casper slide, the reverse board slide. Um, and they made a comment of like, oh yeah, we taught it to him once, like we showed him the mechanics of it, and then like he just sort of learned it himself, like he just figured it out.
At
And
some
now
point, he's
that
gonna use
he's
the love hug.
at some point he's gonna use love hug.
I think he's
That'd be
gonna use the love hug
interesting.
at some point.
Okay. Because now that he's experienced the Speed Force, like I kind of think that he's gonna want to like experience it again, and Adam's the only one who can like bring it out. So I think we're gonna have Snow go like become like homies with Adam, so he can experience like the Speed Force with him. And I think that one of Red Hair or Mia is gonna have to get good enough to like bring Snow back home, essentially.
I think it'll have to be Redhead.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be Redhead. Just because like because part of the reason why he leaves puts a huge divide into their friendship between the two main characters. So I feel like it makes the most sense for it to be Redhead. He is the underdog, and then the villain will be Langley, and he's trying to bring his friend back. If it's Mia,
Okay.
like I feel like there's less of an impact. They're friends,
Uh-huh.
but like they're not. We didn't see them like hang out for an entire fucking episode like we did with Redhead and Langley.
Right. I don't know if Redhead is like compellingly good enough or like good enough at learning to like make me believe that he could beat Langley.
Yeah, there's
'Cause like
definitely
Langley's
that.
good and
Langley, like,
Redhead, I mean, is competent.
I mean, he's not bad, but he's not the best.
No, but he's nowhere near Langley's level,
Nick, it's gonna be the
especially
power of
not
friendship.
post Speed Force. The power of friendship, Christ on a crutch.
It's what it's gonna be. Like this is the power of friendship. The show.
I mean, you're not wrong, but still.
So at some point he's gonna whip it out. The power of friendship. I mean,
Right. It would be something if that's actually like how it ends. It is getting like with the appearance of the Speed Force, it's getting a little, like shonen manga superpowers esque.
we kind of
So
always had that though, but which I'm kind of agree
kinda
with.
right. I
There-
don't mind it,
Um,
but I am waiting for our fuck. I get Gurren Lagann moment.
oh yeah. See,
Where we-
you could abstract the Speed Force as kind of like being in the zone type of like mentality too, if you don't want like to think of it in the shonen way,
Right.
because there's that.
I mean,
Very
I think that is what it's supposed to be. Is like
yeah.
you're just so absorbed in like the go fast downhill as fast as you can, like downhill bomb mentality, where like it just becomes you in the road.
He's
I
gonna
can
become,
definitely, yeah.
He's gonna become Ultra Instinct Goku.
I'd be okay with that.
Anything else you'd like to mention about Skinfinity?
Um, I don't know.
I think we talked about
I-
everything. At least
think we
I mentioned
did.
most. Yeah.
I wonder
guess
how much we're gonna deal with like the politics of S now that that's sort of become a thing with like the police shutting it down one time. I wonder if that's gonna be more of a thing later on, or if that's just gonna be like a one-time thing because they needed an excuse for the race to end early.
possibly. I hope that we get another track, another like map, basically.
Right.
I
Another
want-
downhill jam area.
I want to see just something different because we have been seeing the same track over and over again.
Uh-huh.
I think a large part of it is because like they can save on the animation cost on like the backgrounds and stuff because they can reuse
Right.
it. But I would like to see something different. As you mentioned, like I think in the first episode that we did for this, that like you just kind of didn't want just the racing down the hill. Maybe
Right.
like tricks at some point too.
Mhm.
Maybe that's how Redhead wins. Is they don't do a race, but they do tricks, and Redhead like has an upper hand on that.
Okay. Because yeah, that was a complaint that I had, or an issue that I sort of foresaw earlier was that, and it has been that it's the majority of the race, like 90% of the race, is just go down the hill, and the hill has like no defining characteristics. Like there's not a certain part of the hill where there's that super dangerous hairpin or something. Like it's
You-
all just sort of like gentle
there's-
turns and stuff, and
Yeah,
that's
there's
it.
downhill, like there's like a half loop at some point, and then there's the warehouse. That's all you really. That's all that they really ever talk about.
Right.
At the very least, the actual races themselves have still been really fucking fun. Like this race was like so uh, uh, thrilling to watch.
Right. But I feel like they're thrilling despite the race, or despite the course, I should say. Like
They're
the
thrilling
course
because of
doesn't
the people who are
factor
like
into it.
doing the races.
Right. Where like I definitely think there's potential for like the race to be thrilling also because of the course.
Like because it's dangerous or because there's like
Like certain
problems to
there could be
solve.
certain things that they had to like deal with. Where like rather than like a downhill jam in like an abandoned mine thing, it could be like more of like a downhill jam in like, like a residential area where you have to like deal with like cars currently driving around.
Oh, that'd be
Or
pretty
like it
fun.
has
Yeah.
it has like defining features of like some super tight hairpin that you have to make. Where like it's just it's so fucking tight that you either have to like slow down a ton or like pull out some crazy trick to get around. Where there's like a single defining feature that is coming up, not just like there's yet another right hand turn that I can cast per slide around.
They're making a right turn.
hmm
Right. Yeah.
but
I would agree.
there's plenty of stuff they could do, and again, like the races are still thrilling, in spite of the course. So I could also foresee them not changing the course and just continuing to like make the races interesting and
Because of
just sort
like
of
what the characters do themselves, which it's still good in my opinion.
right. And like the characters have pulled off like different ways of going down the same course every time, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Like we got the whatever slide, I don't know what it's called, from Mia, which the other characters copy. We have
Mhm.
fucking the snowboarding tactics. We've got Adam's weirdo bad touch skating
Yeah.
style.
We had two different versions of Adam's Bad Touch. We had the
Yeah.
face-to-face tango and then like the fucking pelvis to groin tango.
Oh yeah, that was like a lot.
That was way more than a lot. Deeply unsettling.
Because Adam is a
So
creeper. We should really mention that. Because Adam is a creeper, not because it's
Adam
Tupa's
is
doing
a
it.
creeper. Yes.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, I do want to see more. I want to see Cherry and Joe get involved at some point. They kind of
I want to see them race.
we saw them go down a hill one time. We only saw them really do like two turns of the hill, where we saw Cherry's like computer board calculate a turn, and then Joe just decided like, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump the whole turn, like go over some rocks and pull some like crazy fucking barrel roll. I
Yeah.
want to see more of them.
They
They're
have been
both
playing
interesting
second fiddle.
characters.
Yeah, we haven't got to see them a lot.
hmm
Well, yeah, that's Infinity. Really fun show. PSA: wear a fucking helmet.
Right.
Just wear it. You
Just wear
will
the
break
helmet.
your fucking face if you don't.
Right. The
Skating is
interstitials are
dangerous.
really fucking cute.
Oh
The
my
little
god,
intersti-
yeah. They're so fucking fun.
hmm
And they're all
Uh,
like unique too. They're all different each
right.
episode.
They showcase the characters really well. Where like even like doing like a little 5-second bit, you can still sort of get like the spirit of the characters as they do like whatever little kind of bit joke they have in the interstitial. I really like them.
Yeah. So it's that time of night again. Nick, what would you like to sell out to today?
I'm gonna sell out to all dressed chips. Um, I don't know if I've sold out to this before. I may or may not have.
I don't
They've been
remember.
my
So
obsession. They've been my
probably
obsession
not.
for like probably a year now, but I don't eat them all that often because potato chips are not super healthy. But if you're gonna buy potato chips, all dressed chips, it's more of a Canadian thing than an American thing, as far as I'm aware. But if you can find all dressed chips, they're a combination of like oil and vinegar, so they're very like savory and kind of salty, with some sort of seasoning that makes the aftertaste like kind of sweet. So like
Mm.
the overall combination of them is just so fucking addictingly good. I love them. Again, potato chips kind of unhealthy. Eat them in moderation. But if you are eating them in moderation, eat all dressed chips because they're so fucking tasty. They are absolutely the best potato chip in existence. I will hear no arguments for any other chip because you're just straight up wrong.
I am
Uh,
partial to Old Bay chips. I love Old Bay. I'll fucking just handfuls of them straight into my gullet.
That's fair. All dressed chips are still better because all
I
dressed
haven't
chips are
had
better
it.
than every other chips.
I am not saying Old Dress chips are bad. I actually haven't had them. I probably will like
Mhm.
them. But you know, I have my preference.
That's
I
fair.
have a bag of Old Bay right next to me. Um, I'm gonna sell out to a fun little board game called Betrayal of the House on the Hill. Nick, me, and a couple of our friends play board games a lot.
Hmm.
So that's gonna be the theme this season. Even though
Ah,
I
okay.
didn't really follow the theme the last past two episodes. But yeah, Betrayal of the House on the Hill. Really fun
You can just
game.
say it's games.
Yeah, we can say it's games. Um, but Betrayal on the House of the Hill, it is a game where you explore a mansion. It's kind of random each time because there are tiles that you put down as you explore the mansion. At some point, you kind of shift up the game a little bit, where you're given kind of a role split between sometimes a group between two groups of people, or one person as like a trader, where you both have your own goals. And each time, more often than not, we find like a different scenario each time, because I think the handbook comes with like 100 different scenarios that can happen as you explore the mansion, and they're all really fun. Um,
Well,
it's just a
not
great
all
time.
of them. They're not all really fun. Some of them are kind of mediocre.
Most of them
Um,
are fun. The
most of
fun
them are
part is like
fun.
exploring all of the different little like things you can do as you play the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Some are hard. I think we played one which screwed everyone over because at some point the mansion starts to collapse, so you kind of get rid of tiles,
Oh
and
yeah.
people just fucking got annihilated. I think I ended up being like the trader that time, and I got
Yeah.
so fucking lucky
It, it
because
was it was something like the house started flooding, I think, and it
yes,
flooded from the
yes,
basement up, and I think it was Alex and I for sure, and I don't remember who else we were playing with, but we were so fucking unlucky because we were both in the basement and it started flooding immediately. And so it reduces your movement, and it just became like we had to like fight to get out of the basement, and then by that point we were already taking damage. So we had to fight to get into the roof or the attic, and we were already taking damage. So by the time we got into the area we were supposed to be to win, we'd already taken like half our life and damage. It was so fucking difficult, dude.
yep.
That
I
one,
got
that one, we were just deeply unlucky. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just get the luck of the draw, and like you just happen to get very unlucky.
sometimes
Usually they
you,
are
you,
more balanced and like they offer you more opportunities. But sometimes it just
yeah.
happens.
Other times you get super lucky on the good guy side, and you just bop the fuck out of the trader immediately.
Right.
Uh,
Um, Sometimes things can be very very unlucky because there's a sort of random element to when the betrayal will happen.
mhm.
And it is possible for it to happen on the very first roll if you're just very unlucky. And so like having that happen on your very first roll could be very bad or very good for one of the sides.
Yep.
Um, so there is an element of randomness to it, which also adds to an element of replayability to the game.
Yep.
Because like in the one that Alex and I got fucked over because the house flooded, like it would be a different story and like possibly a different game if that had happened when we were in the attic, where like we were already where we needed to be. So it is a fun game. Some of them can be a little bit unfair feeling at times, but I think that's the luck of the draw and just the way the game plays out sometimes. And it is what it is. Like that's just
Yep.
a thing with board games. Sometimes the dice just aren't in your favor, you know?
But yeah, that's my sellout. This has been episode 120, season 7 of Anime Book Club. Have a good night.
Yep.